Alright, here's the obligatory disclaimer. None of these protocols and herbs that we will be discussing in the Elven Healing series has been evaluated by the FDA. Everything here is for educational purposes as describing the historical uses of these methods. You are recommended by the FDA to continue to see your other doctor and to discuss these protocols before you use them. I have personally used these in my practice. Again, this is for purely educational purposes. Namari. Mae Govannen, my Elven Brothers and Sisters, and today I'd like to start a new series called Elven Healing. This one's going to focus a little bit more on the practical side. A lot of my videos, you probably noticed, are pretty heavy on the spiritual, metaphysical side. And I would like to go ahead and balance that out with some videos that give you something practical to do within your Elven culture. So this series is about Elven Healing, and we're going to try to do this every week, a different episode of something that you can do at home for natural healing through Elven Healing, so to speak. It'll cover herbs, it'll cover different other healing protocols, but all of them natural. And each week will be something different. Most of them will be about a specific herb that you can get that maybe a lot of people don't know about, and some of the wonderful and magical abilities that these herbs have in healing. And another thing that's going to happen with these is that every protocol, every method, every herb, every natural healing technique that I talk about, I have personally used in the clinic. A lot of you know that I am a doctor, and I very much practice Elven Healing in my practice. And so everything that I talk about here over these episodes will be about techniques and herbs and other natural protocols that I have personally used and witnessed and seen how they work. All right, with case histories and success stories for you, and how you can do this for yourself, how you can learn to heal yourself naturally. All right, so today I'm going to start off with a particular herb most people don't know about, and it is a truly, again, a miracle plant given to us by Eru, by God, and I have seen miracles happen with this, magical healings, and that is cat's claw. Not cat's claws, even though it looks similar to it, as I'll show you here. It actually looks like cat's claws. And so the Latin name for it, and it's very important to know Latin names of these plants, because very often when you try to buy them, especially online, they'll list the common name. But there are many plants that have that same common name. You want to make sure that each of these type of plants that I talk about for Elven Healing, that you get the right one and not the fake or misnamed. So this is cat's claw. The Latin name is Uncaria tomentosa. All right, so that is the most common version of it out there, and that's the kind that we've used in our medical clinic as well. All right, so cat's claw is a woody vine that grows wild in the Amazon rainforest and a lot of other tropical places throughout Central and South America. Its thorns actually resemble a cat's claws. Kind of neat. Okay, the two most common species are Unicaria tomentosa and Unicaria guineensis. Okay, but again, the tomentosa is the most common one and the one that we use. Okay. Using cat's claw for health dates back, way back to the Inca civilization. Its historical uses have included uses for contraceptive, inflammation, cancer, we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit, and viral infections, and also to help stimulate the immune system. Very good with COVID and such nowadays. This actually drastically supports the immune system to fight bacterial and viral infections. All right, today cat's claw is used as a dietary supplement for a variety of different health conditions, such as viral, like I just said. That would include COVID, herpes, HIV, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, arthritis, diverticulitis, peptic ulcers, colitis, gastritis, hemorrhoids, even parasites and leaky gut syndrome, candida. Very, very, very common with most people in the Western civilization today. I've talked about this before. All right, the The most common parts that are used are the bark and the root. All right, so make sure that you get those if you ever order it. Okay, and you can make it into liquid extracts or capsules, tablets, or a tea. You can learn about all this through our online Elven Scholar Community Room, but there's also a lot of other resources you can go to. All right, it is a vine, like I said, and its common name is una de gato, gato for cat, and is used traditionally in Peruvian medicine, even today, for treatment of a wide variety of health problems. Most of them are digestive complaints and arthritis. It actually treats wounds, stomach problems, and cancer. Okay, I have actually seen it being used successfully in cancer. Now keep in mind, everything I'm talking about here is what has been used historically. You have to go to your own healthcare provider to find out what you should do. But this, I have seen amazing results with it. All right, it's only recent that it's actually caught the attention of the public and with Western herbalists and researchers, and a lot of researchers now are using it for cancer studies, finding that especially in breast cancer, it has a tendency to actually attack and stunt the growth what they've seen so far in the studies of breast cancer cells. All right, so and again, these are clinical trial studies. Since the 1970s, studies and research have been carried out by scientists in Peru, Germany, Austria, England, and a lot of other countries, and to actually verify these wonderful healing properties of cat's claw. All right, so they found that there's a set of alkaloids, some chemicals that are in there that do seem to have the effect of attacking cancer cells, but also stimulating the immune system. This is really important, especially today. It actually stimulates the immune system and allows you to fight the diseases yourself. Very, very important. One thing that we noticed in our clinic is we used to not use cat's claw. I admit, I did not know about it. Even as a natural doctor, I didn't know about it. And then an accident happened. One of our suppliers, shipped us cat's claw by mistake. And as we were going through the shipments that day, and there was cat's claw. And normally what we do is we just ship whatever back because they got it wrong. And in this case, something told me to look into it. And I looked into it, and I was absolutely amazed at what cat's claw was purported to be able to do. So we actually called the company and said, no, we're going to go ahead and keep it, and we'll pay for it, and thank you. Because what I noticed is that cat's claw, again, it's the immune stimulant, it's the bacterial and viral infections that it can fight. And one of the things that we specialize in is Lyme disease. There's over 300,000 cases of Lyme disease in the United States alone every year. That's 6 times more cases than HIV. All right. And it can be an interesting disease to work with. It's a type of bacteria. And all you got to do is go online and type cat's claw and Lyme disease, and the studies are numerous. So we started using it on Lyme patients. Fantastic, quick success we found in it. Now, it's not the only thing we do for Lyme patients, but we found that in conjunction with diet and the other holistic medications we use, it drastically speeds up the recovery process. It destroys the bacteria en masse. It was incredible how quickly we saw results using cat's claw. We've seen a 100% success rate when the patient follows the program. So again, they've also found out that there are some chemicals within cat's claw that has an activity on what's called the MCF7, which is a breast cancer cell line. It actually causes the immune system to attack those cells and destroy them. Not the healthy cells, only the breast cancer cells. Pretty neat. Another neat thing about cat's claw is it's very anti-inflammatory. All right, there's so many diseases nowadays that have such a massive amount of inflammation, arthritis, gout, issues like that, and it has a direct effect on the inflammation, calming the body down. We've also noticed that it supports the intestinal system, so it's great for colitis, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, and leaky bowel syndrome, candida, again. Also attacks parasites. I'm not sure what this herb does not do. It's fantastic. So, end all be all, cat's claw can often be found combined with other immune herbs, which is what we do, with similar healing properties such as echinacea and May, reduce pain and inflammation in rheumatism, arthritis, and other types of inflammatory problems, have anti-tumor and anti-cancer properties, and I personally have witnessed this with our patients, that inhibits cancerous cell formation. It promotes the healing of wounds. It's useful for treating gastric ulcers and intestinal complaints, helps to relieve chronic pain, enhance immunity by stimulating the immune system, help people experiencing stomach and bowel disorders, and as I said, including colitis, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, candida, gastritis, duodenal ulcers, and intestinal inflammation. And it's fantastic at fighting bacterial, viral, and fungal infections. So that's cat's claw. Now, how do you use it? Okay, as I said before, it comes in a variety of forms. You can get it as extract, which is a liquid. You can get it as a tea. You can get it as capsules, and so forth. I prefer, it's up to you, but I prefer to use it as a capsule because it's a deeper healing. It goes further into the body. It more gets used. Extracts, liquids are great when you're looking for a very quick response for like pain or an inflammatory issue, especially around the stomach and so forth. But if you're looking for a deeper, longer-term healing, I find that capsules work the best. A lot of places recommend like 2 capsules 3 times a day, but it really varies depending on your condition, because that actually can be too much for Lyme disease because it's so efficient at killing the Lyme bacteria that you get what's called a Herx response. And it actually can, when bacteria dies or fungus dies, it secretes something called a mycotoxin or a cytotoxin. And those can make you hurt. You know, it's showing it's working, but it can hurt. So it's called the Herxheimer response. So we usually start people off on a very low dosage, like maybe 2 capsules a day is what we often do. And then as they get used to it, we work their way up. So we have seen Lyme patients that were having very little success with other doctors. When they came to us and we gave them our full protocol, and amongst that was cat's claw, the results were absolutely incredible. All right, so I'm going to start, like I said, doing this once a week, giving you something different that you can do at home to start helping with natural healing. And also, as a recommendation of one of our students, I'm actually going to walk around the land here and videotape a lot of the natural plants that are growing on our sanctuary here. And we'll talk about that so you know what you could grow and what you can do. So in the future, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing other herbs. We'll be featuring at least 1 herb at a time. Herbs that you can get hold of yourself and how to use them. And other natural protocols. We'll talk about Reiki. We'll talk about reflexology. We'll talk about practical things that you can do at home for Elven healing, that you can do for yourself and for your family if they would like to have it. All right? So I think that's it for now. We will continue with the spiritual side. I just want to be able to give you something practical to do as well, you know, on a weekly basis. All right, so at the end of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the books that you can get in the school if you decide that you'd like to go and take a look at it. Otherwise, I hope you learned something from these videos. And every day, do something Elven. All right, may all of you have a most blessed and gentle Elven day. Namaste.